Hey YouTube, this is your comic movie nerd Kevin coming at you. So we got San Diego Comic Con tonight. Well, actually started yesterday, but the big Marvel night is tonight. Like an hour from now, I believe. Only our YouTubers who are doing lives. They're starting their lives in like an hour. Well, some of them started now, but just if you want to hang out and chat with the YouTuber and everybody else who watches the channel. So I would wait till it's 15 minutes before it happens, but all right, cool. You probably get some YouTube pay based on how long you do the video, especially a live like that, because you're getting how big is your audience you're drawing to YouTube? Yeah. So we got a lot of things that may pop up tonight, or we're all hoping will pop up tonight. There's been rumors that people have seen Denzel Washington walking around. So we're all assuming they're going to announce the cast for the third Wakanda movie, Black Panther movie. Denzel Washington, he said this is like one of his last movies he will film and then he'll retire. So he's like, he wanted to do a comic movie, and so he's been really adamant, even though, you know, like Marvel and everybody's like, shh, don't, man, secrets are cool. He doesn't care though. So he's come out and said, I've talked to the director, I want to be in the movie, please make me a part in the movie. So like, and it's not going to be just a cameo or a quick little thing like, hey, I think it's going to be probably a major plot. I don't know if it'll be like the main villain of it, or especially if the Marvel characters come in. We're all thinking maybe Storm will start a relationship with T'Challa Jr. Maybe Denzel will play like her father or something. That's one of my guess. I mean, who knows? There's a lot that will pop up. I'm not a huge Black Panther comic reader, so I don't know what big parts are out there that would be for an actor like Denzel Washington. Or it could be just an original character that he'll squeeze in as like a main character. We shall see tonight in a little over an hour. Some of the guests of the show of tonight will they announce the X-Men? Who's cast so far? Are they going to give away who Sdcc going to be in Spider-Man? Because we're all, about 75 to like 99% of us are saying Sdcc is playing Jean Grey, which, as you know, is part of X-Men. Though in Spider-Man, she's not part of the X-Men yet. She's just like maybe somebody who just got their powers. Doesn't know how to use them. Is she going to be good? Is she going to be bad? You know, that kind of thing. Be fun. What else? Oh, Vision Quest. WandaVision was like part of, and then Agatha All Along is part of like 3 movies or 3 shows. And Vision Quest will be the last of the 3. Kind of a story of Wanda post Endgame, I guess. Not, and of course, Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange 2 was part of that, really. It was kind of like what is the plot there? Or yeah, it goes WandaVision and then Multiverse of Madness. She dies in end of Multiverse of Madness, which helps Agatha get out of Wanda's spell, and then she's like just trying to get her powers back, Agatha. And we got Vision Quest, who was, you know, her husband during WandaVision, and they're close. And let's see, if you haven't seen it, the story is there was the vision that Wanda created with her mind, her powers, and she each episode was like different decade of different shows. But she like imprisoned a town in order to do these shows. And when she found out, like, she kind of like felt bad about imprisoning everybody, and it was a whole thing between Wanda and Agatha too. And so the real world was trying to get into this prison. It was a hex-shaped reality that she created with her reality powers. So it was kind of a red-colored hex. And they got the parts of the real Vision, and somehow they're able to assemble him and get him working, but without the Mind Stone. And for some reason they painted him white. And so he goes in there into the hex and fought I want to say imaginary, but the Vision created by Wanda. But he still had all the memories of everything he did before the hex, before Endgame. And he was able to give White Vision all the memories and emotions, essentially, of that Vision. And once he did that, the White Vision flew off. And we don't know where. We haven't seen him since. So now in Vision Quest, we're going to see him kind of contemplate all these memories he's got. What does that mean for him? In the comics, he starts his own family. Like a robot wife. And he's got kids just like Wanda had. One of the kids might be Tommy, or his soul. Tommy's soul entered some kid and became a son of Vision. Or it could be just like a neighbor's kid or something. To Vision. We'll see. The soul was put into a body by Billy in Agatha. And Billy just had the power of having his soul find a body that was at death or near death or something. And took over that body. Crazy. Kind of borderline, probably not a good thing. Like for the real kid, I forget the real kid's name. It's like, is that too much? It's going to be a really interesting show. Very, very interesting. James Spader's supposed to come back as the voice of Ultron, because Ultron helped create Vision, and so he's kind of like Vision's father in a way. He was supposed to like take over Vision's body in Age of Ultron, but that didn't happen. So he was just kind of one of the people that helped create Vision, so kind of like a dad. And so like he may be in Vision's head, and Vision's constantly trying to like talk to him, tell him not to bother me and whatever else, right? He's trying to give him fatherly advice. I don't know. We'll see. They're even saying that Ultron will appear, but in human form. So James Spader will be playing Ultron, but as just looking like James Spader. So that's going to be interesting. Part of the cool part is it's the last Marvel show, period, before Doomsday. So don't know what the sequence, chronological things of how it's going to work. So will as the show goes, are we going to see possible incursions? Will it be Earth just outside our atmosphere, their atmosphere, near the end? We'll see Wanda come back from the dead, essentially. Remember, in Multiverse Madness, we never saw her body. And, in comics, or even just Hollywood, really, if you haven't seen a body, they can come back. Her powers could have protected her, and she just gets, knocked unconscious or something, and is able to come back. I think even in comics, the same type of thing happens. And they have to go to, the the land of the dead, essentially, and like find her soul and bring her back to the body. All kinds of crazy stuff. So we'll see. And they've already they brought back essentially Marvel's devil. His name is Mephisto. I really hope the actor and Mephisto comes back, just because he can kind of play around in the Marvel sandbox a little bit and have some fun. We'll see. I think we're going to get our first trailer for Vision Quest tonight, or at least the audience there, and then maybe we'll actually get the trailer for the public like tomorrow morning or something. We'll see. What else? So maybe the viewers, maybe the public will get like another trailer or teaser for Doomsday. We'll see. I hate to think we'll have to wait till like, I don't know, October or November or something for another trailer. Like, where it's only 2 to 3 months before the movie comes out. It's one of the biggest movies ever. We'll have the biggest budget ever. Why not do some marketing like crazy? Like, let's start now. There's so much they could show us without giving away like anything, really, right? If you kept up with the Spider-Man 4 trailers, they haven't shown us anything, really. I mean, it's been really... not necessarily like one scene and then like a fraction of a second more. Like, there's been some movies, especially Marvel movies, where they've done basically that with the marketing. Barely show anything. But Sony is not Marvel. And Sony does the marketing as part of their deal with Marvel. And Sony is known to like give away movies. Like, if you don't want to watch a movie in the movie theater and you don't really want to wait until it comes out like on streaming, just go on YouTube and look up every trailer and every TV spot, which is, it's a trailer, but it's only like, 30 seconds or something, 10 seconds. A lot of them are ads too, but they'll throw stuff in there, like a real stuff from the real movie, and then they throw in somebody's awakening in Spider-Man, Peter Parker. Now get this Toyota, it will awaken you as well. Anyway, though, seriously, you watch all those ads that is movie related and all their TV spots and all the trailers, and you will watch the whole movie. Or at least you'll get enough of the gist of what's going on with the main character and the plot that you're like, okay, I get it. I get what's happening, and now I can just wait until streaming. Sony is terrible about that, and a lot of other studios are bad about that too. Marvel's pretty good. Like, I guarantee you, they will show the same trailer that we saw that came out like, what, a week ago? 6 days ago, really? I think it came out Monday. So, okay, 5 days. It's Saturday, right? But I bet you they will show very minimal things. They'll just expand a little bit from what we've already seen. Now, if you understand how they make trailers, and this is coming from, I think it was John Campia, a YouTuber and podcaster. Like, if you just want to listen to the show, you can look him up on podcast, the John Campia Show. And his show, like, is in Southern California. I don't want to say in Hollywood. Like, he might be living outside of LA or something. But he's got a ton of connections. He's got people on the show who are on there, like, nearly daily. Like, occasionally they're not on the show, but because they got our jobs too. And what is that job? Being a screenwriter for a lot of just high movies in Hollywood. I think he's even like written a couple of things for Marvel. So I'm like, Robert. Oh, escapes me. Anyway, if you ever catch John Campia's show, the guy Robert, he's done a lot of screenwriting. He was saying that the first trailer is meant not to tell you the plot. I know there's a lot of people who are frustrated, like, this doesn't tell me about anything. With like, no trailers really tell you the story. Not the first trailer. If it kind of tells you the plot more or less, then maybe they're rushing it. Maybe it's the first trailer and it's only a month before the movie comes out, so they're trying to get you like, oh, okay, this is what's going on with this. Whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah, so the second trailer will give us a bit more of the plot. And I've heard Disney say it's confusing. Hopefully, if they do the trailers well, you share the trailers for people who don't watch like all the movies, but they only watch Avengers movies or something. And so even though Phase 4 and 5 have been really not that great, us fans of Marvel in general what we know, what's Incursions, we've seen Doctor Strange 2, the Marvels, Deadpool and Wolverine in a way, Loki series, season 1 and 2. So we know we can share with people. So it's hopefully through trailers and marketing, they could kind of let the average viewer know what's going on, and it won't be too confusing for them. I mean, I don't think it's too confusing. You have to understand, people who don't watch the stuff, that a lot of Marvel is fantasy. Some of the fantasy is based on science that is like not proven. It's just theory and stuff. Like incursions and multiple realities, it is a theory. Spider-Man even talks about it in Far From Home in Spider-Man 2. Tom Holland Spider-Man 2. He says string theory. That's part of it. It's just basically there's this theory that there's multiple dimensions of us, and we've made different decisions. And what happens to all of our lives, we made all these different decisions. There could be a reality out there where there wasn't a World War II. There could be a reality where, I have 4 daughters, and what if they ended up being 4 sons instead? And a Kevin out there who won the lotto. I've read this one book. Heaven was the main topic, the biblical interpretation of heaven. And it specifically mentions that there's this theory that that they believe, or science believes, that there's 12 different dimensions that are proven. There could be more, maybe even less. But maybe 12 on average, and one dimension is heaven, one dimension is hell. It's okay. And so the whole multiverse thing is that these dimensions, that little veil that we can't see, that's right in front of us, essentially. The veil disappears, right? And what happens to those two universes when they meet? Back to the Future, it might not be, just the way Hulk describes time. Not your past, but a different dimension. See if anybody's here. Oh. What does Doc Brown say in Back to the Future? Don't talk to yourself, don't meet yourself, especially don't touch the other you. Because you can't occupy 2 places at the same time, that whole thing. And if you do, it could destroy the entire universe. Only in Marvel, it's their universes, plural. So that's essentially what's happening here with something called an incursion. The veils disappear, and another Earth makes contact with another Earth. And it's two matters occupying the same space, and they're like essentially the same matter. So they will blow each other up, or if anything, maybe if you're lucky. Well, I mean, if you're the one that survives, you're lucky. Only one of those universes die. But technically, now with Marvel, the whole thing is that like if you don't do anything, and those two universes crash into each other, they're both gone. So you have to either somehow destroy that other Earth, or you yourself dies because they destroy you instead, or you both die. Hope they made it clear for everybody. Clear as mud. All right. I'd almost like for them to discuss that tonight at San Diego Comic-Con. Or maybe at least the directors do some kind of interview that spreads throughout YouTube and TikTok and everything else. So your average person could kind of get some gist of it. Or their interpretation of it too. Because Shirt is based off of the Secret Wars comic. Time Runs Out comic, which is more or less a Doctor Strange comic. I should have gotten that one, but I kept hearing that it's not really Time Runs Out. It's just read Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars. And if you can find a couple comics that lead into it before then, that'll work too. But the very beginning of the Secret Wars comic, like I got the big one, and like it's all several comics all put into one, you know, and it's like that thick. Which is fun. You can get a lot of those. They're a few bucks. Like what I get from Amazon? I think it was like $25. There's an Infinity War one where it's like the Infinity Saga and fighting Thanos, and you can tell from reading that one that it's the movie version was a little bit different. The one thing that pops in my mind the most with that was what Thanos did was because he wanted to impress the Marvel character known as Death. Like, look, I killed half the universe just for you. I love you. That kind of thing. I think that would have been fine, and that would have made him more of a true villain. He's just like psycho, and he just wants to kill half the universe to impress some chick. But instead, they made it into environmental, and there's not enough resources. Instead of just multiplying resources, like making our moon, having an atmosphere, and growing cattle and veggies that never run out or something, he decided was just going to kill half the universe. So that way there's more food to go around, right? And that way you give him more of a three-dimensional whatever junk. Anywho, so just like how they kind of tweaked with the Infinity War comics, they'll do the same thing with Doomsday and Secret Wars. And the Time Runs Out, and with Time Runs Out, Doomsday, and Secret Wars, there's a few characters as well that they probably won't introduce, like Beyonder. There's a character known as Beyonder, Molecule Man. They'll use other characters that we currently have to replace them, most likely. There's been a lot of rumors that Henry Cavill will join as a Beyonder. It was just a cameo. Which is, like, I love Henry Cavill, and I would love him to jump in somehow, some way. But I'd rather have him be a character that it's just he has his own movie trilogy, stuff like that. We all liked Captain Britain, like Captain America's, but only Britain, and he had like basically the same type of formula, like some young forever and super strength. all that good stuff. Some people were thinking Hyperion as a character, which is basically like Superman, only in the Marvelverse. They kind of have a few people who are like that already. And I don't know if they're crazy about it. Like Sentry is, he can fly and he's got a cool suit. He doesn't necessarily, as far as I know, doesn't have like beams that come out of his eyes and things. Same with what's his name from the last Guardians movie, but he was more of a baby in a young adult body, so people didn't like what they did to him. Anyway, a lot of cool stuff that could show up tonight. DC Comics movies may show up tonight or tomorrow. There's a new trailer for the Lanterns show that comes out next month. I think it's the 16th of August. That new trailer looks pretty good. They kind of heard from what some of the fans have said. There's barely any green, barely any ring stuff, and so we got some of that. What else? Anybody else got any questions? Anything everybody wants to know? Yeah, I'll just put a comment in there and while you're doing it, go ahead and click like on this video and subscribe, please. Let's see, anything else? Maybe we'll hear more about the Batman coming out, and not just that it was delayed, but what they got filmed so far. Maybe we'll even get a trailer for it. James Gunn's Superman 2 may have something already for us. Let's see, don't forget, Spider-Man comes out on the 30th, or no, the 31st. Well, there was always a late night show on Thursday, so technically the 30th. Officially the 31st. That one they're saying may have a $300 million opening weekend. Wow. Like, tickets that were already sold brings it to like $150, $200, which is like insane. And then you figure another 100 million worth of people or dollars will come in who don't like get tickets weeks or a week before or weeks before. So yeah, that could have like a ginormous weekend. It could end up being like the top 5 grossing first weekends. And I just heard this thing that if that happens, Tom Holland will be in 4 of the 5 top movies. That's insane. And the other ones, like the bottom one, would be one up being like Star Wars Force Awakens, I think. It was crazy to think, considering that the 2 movies that followed Force Awakens were terrible. Fans did not like it. I saw all 3 of them in the theater, and I was like, okay. I saw this whole video on the second one, The Last Jedi, and it was like it dawned why I didn't like it in the theater. I was like, I'm not able to swallow something. And it went on and on. I was like, oh, like the character of Luke Skywalker, like why did he do this and that? And anyway, and like the ending, like I think we all kind of figured out like who is Rey. I was like, oh yeah, she's Palpatine's granddaughter. Okay, that'll explain why she's so powerful and was able to use lightning and all that. Lightning so easily. There's a lot of, hey, wait a minute. Okay, now you're being silly. And there was supposed to be this whole plot with Ben Solo, Kylo Ren. And he wasn't going to die, and he was going to get like a whole post a movie that came after the third one to like show like what's he doing now kind of thing, kind of redemption for him. And Lucasfilm said no, and then they just killed him in the movie. Anyway. Yeah, we all thought Rise of Skywalker meant Ben Solo was going to rise morally, rise physically from the depths. And he did, but then he gave his one-up, the Super Mario Brothers Green Mushroom, and gave it to Rey. And then he died. And then she took the name of Skywalker. Like, what? Oh. Anyway. Okay, so I will be back on here because there's so much that's going to pop up. I usually wait for my day offs to do these videos, but I'll try to do something either later tonight or Sunday. We'll see. I have a closing shift tomorrow, so it's just like it knocks it out of me going to work and then try to come back and sit in the garage and do this. I don't know, we'll see. If I get a like on this video, I will come back here tomorrow night. We'll discuss what came up. All right. Check out all the live feeds and Instagrams and TikToks, but everything was revealed tonight. And then we'll discuss it again soon. Thanks again, guys, and have a good night.